What is this thing I found in my grandparents' house? The part above the handle rotates. It's a kite spindle. I used to have one. It seems like a reproduction of what they used to use from the mid-1800s to the early 1900s. They're about 2 feet in height. Holes go through and to the base, made of clay I think. What is it? Looks like a chimney pot, a top part of a chimney, probably removed when demolishing a house or upgrading the fireplace. If they're attached to something underground, then they might be on top of a vent. I found this in the crawl space of a home. No engraving to give us any hints as to exactly what it is. What do you think it's used for? And how old it may be? It's a gas heater from 1930s to 1950s. You're seeing the side with a gas valve and the back with a flue opening covered. What is this wooden and metal vintage thing? I found in a house I just bought. It is a snooker Q-tipper. The Q is placed into the open end to straighten and shape the tip, and the file is inserted into the open horizontal slot to make the tip perpendicular. Kinda like a pencil sharpener for a snooker cue. What is this clip thing I found on a lot of vintage jewelry I bought online? It's a dress clip, often worn in pairs and usually clipped on around the neck of a dress, blouse or coat, made so as to not make a hole in the cloth, as a brooch would do. What is the use of this fourth piece of cutlery I've seen in a German museum? It's a baby food pusher, quite common in the 1800s to early 1900s. It had a partial label on it and a pic of a ski jumper. The top slides back. It has bumps sticking out inside the box. Does anyone have a clue? It's a vintage ski wax iron. I found it in an old barn. The lid inside holds a mirror, and the bag appears to be burlap inside and a different material on the outside, blue inside and has no smell. What is it? It's a lady's reticule, a tiny handbag popular in the 19th to early 20th century. I found it in the attic of a house I recently purchased. It is approximately 11.5 inches by 5 inches. The little flappy arms fold completely down forward or backward. Any ideas? I think it's a folding tie rack, like this common vintage one we see a lot. But this one has 3 rows instead of 2. It mounts horizontally. What is this round steel rotating ball on a tripod with multiple lenses or light holes, purchased at auction in 1988? The purchaser did not know what it was either, and has been sitting in a garage since. It's an operating room light with some missing pieces. It's called a multibeam explosion-proof surgical light from the 1920s or 30s. In those days they used cyclopropane as an anesthetic, which would send everyone to Jesus in the presence of a spark or flame. 16 centimeters long and 1.5 centimeters wide metal object, found near an old river with a metal detector, about 30 centimeters underground. What is this and how old could it be? Apparently, a lot of land surveyors have been with us, and they tend to use them. In this case, a bunch of them could pinpoint that this thing is a railroad spike. As for how old it is, it's probably impossible to tell. I found this in the trunk of my car, and I have no idea how it got there or who put it there. No bigger than a quarter. What is it? A couple of commenters chimed in and determined that this thing must be some kind of solar-powered battery cell, which would make sense. I had a solar-powered Pikachu car ornament that broke apart a long time ago. Must be it. What is this black tube with a pressure gauge attached to another tank? It is a long black tube about 7 to 8 long attached to another tank that appears to be under pressure. My cousin built something similar for his overlanding rig. You fill the black tube up with water and the sun heats it throughout the day. Put a little air pressure on it, and you have a warm shower in the middle of nowhere. A symmetrical matched pair of very heavy cast metal, which seem to be plated brass, about a foot tall, found on the west coast of North America, currently used ornamentally around a fireplace. No known origin, just loosely placed on the ground. What is it? The fact that it's by a fireplace is actually a huge clue. We figured it out pretty quickly. It's an andiron, which is used to help circulate air in a wood-burning fire. 2 metal forks with Fargo is engraved on each piece. I found a similar piece but not the same. Guessing it's electrical related, but not exactly sure what for. Any idea how they would be used, or a picture of them hooked up somewhere? I can't find any pictures of them anywhere. We are almost a little too quick with the right answer for these strange things. They're apparently STIRRUP power connectors, which are used for electrical work of some kind. Another mystery was solved. Made of metal with ceramic beads, measures roughly 13 centimeters by 10 centimeters, which was given to my father about 25 years ago by a person he worked for who was from Iran. If I remember correctly, I was told it was meant to be an anklet. There used to be a small chain at the top, where the 2 rings are, but it seems too heavy for that. Considering the fact that it's roughly 4 by 5 inches in size, it probably isn't a piece of jewelry. In fact, we had a better answer for it. It looks like a wall hanging depicting an eye to ward against evil. The evil eye superstition has made items like this that are used as jewelry or just hung anywhere as decor. My friend has this elastic band in the front pouch of his Adidas sweater. It has a clip, is stretchy, and the pocket inside is about the same size as a pocket for some pants. The clip has a sort of hook type of lock. It's brand new that he got at a store. The tags had nothing, so anything would be helpful. To be honest, I probably would have never guessed what this thing is supposed to be, but you can invert the jacket into the pocket and carry it as a fanny pack. The world is full of such amazing things. What is this rounded bottom solid copper vessel in a steel frame with a handle? The copper vessel measures 10 inches across and 8 inches deep. It weighs approximately 6 pounds. It has no notable smell. The handle is movable. I found it at a thrift store. No other items came with it. The texture of the item is exactly what you would expect from copper and steel. We figured out that it's a polenta cauldron. As the name implies, it's a cauldron specifically designed to cook polenta, an Italian cornmeal dish. I'm sure it could be used for other things too. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.